But tonight I'm talking about how to stay motivated when you're getting back into fitness, because I know with lockdown easing and people thinking forward to their summer holidays, they're starting to think about their fitness and being active. Also, with returning to the normal world, we're thinking about getting back to our classes, to the gym, so people are starting to be a bit more active. So I've got 5 top tips to help you to get started if you're getting back into fitness, if you're thinking about starting some physical activity tonight. So do let me know in the comments if you're joining in live or on catch up. And also at the end of this chat, I will come in and look at your comments, questions, and answer them as best I can. And if you are watching on replay, put #replay and let me know if you have any further thoughts or questions, because I always love to come back in and see what you've said. Facebook doesn't always tell me, so I usually a couple of days later come back again and find out what you've been saying. I'm also at the end going to go through a few highlights for this week that are happening online that I think you are going to enjoy. So let's get to it, shall we? First, when you're starting to get back into fitness, number 1, know your why. Really have a focused, laser focused reason as to why, or reasons why you want to be active again. And it can't be vague. It can't be to lose weight, to feel more confident, to look better. They are incredibly vague. And also, most of the examples I've given you are very aesthetically focused. They're focused on the scales, on your appearance. And actually, let's look a bit deeper. Maybe if you're a grandparent, you're wanting to maintain a level of fitness so you can care for your grandchildren, so you can keep up energy-wise, so you can be a functioning older adult. That's a brilliant reason. And that's really motivating. This is why we need to know our why, so we are motivated and we have a real clear picture as to why we're doing this, other than to look at the scales and be a certain weight. Because anyone who is looking and focusing on weight loss, it fluctuates, especially if you're female. Your hormones will massively affect your weight, your cycle, etc. The menopause. So many things come in when we're focusing solely on weight. So really have a clear reason as to why you want to start getting back into fitness, and really visualize yourself achieving it and thinking about how it feels and seeing it in your mind's eye. So that's my number 1 tip. Number 2, start small and sustainable. So what I tend to find when I'm working with clients one-to-one as a personal trainer, or even group fitness, the first week someone comes to class, they love a class, and every time it is on, they will be there religiously for a week, for 2 weeks, maybe even 3, 4. But eventually they run out of steam or they get injured because their body is simply not used to it. So much as I love people to throw themselves into it, we need to do it gradually. We need to do it sensibly, because our motivation does wane. Life does get in the way. So if we start small and make it sustainable, even when life throws curveballs at us, we will have other days where we can work out. We're not working out every day and seeing if we miss a day, we've gone to pot. Okay, so make it sustainable. Think about it long term. Are you realistically going to be able to commit to 5 hours of exercise every day, every couple of days, long term? Or actually, is it more realistic to maybe pick 3 days a week and aim to work out 3 days a week? You have a plan, but say one of those days you can't make, you shift it to another day. So keep it small, keep it manageable, keep it realistic, give your body a gentle weight into it, because otherwise, if you do get injured, if you then start to miss sessions, it's very quick to get demotivated. Okay, number 3, write it down, both your goals and your plans. So like I was saying, maybe you're planning for 3 workouts a week. Write down which days you're doing it, even if when it comes to that day something comes up, you can't do it. As long as we've got some framework there, you've got something to focus on and structure, you've got a plan, you've made a start to it. Also, writing down your goals and plans, they make them real. You're visualizing. We all know what it's like where people say something to you and they're like, that's the first time I've said it out loud, and then it becomes real. Does that make sense? I think writing it down, or maybe telling friends about you getting back into fitness and what you want to achieve, just makes it that little bit more real and something to hold you accountable to. Use me, tell me your goals and be like, Matt, I'd like to come to 3 sessions a week. Will you keep me on my toes, make sure? And of course, some people I will be like, hey, you said you're going to come 3 times this week. Is everything okay? I do it in a non-judgmental and compassionate way. No one wants to be shouted at. I've had clients come to me for personal training. They're like, you're not going to shout at me, are you? I'm like, no. It's not very motivating. I don't like being shouted at. No one does. No. I mean, there are some people who really like that hardcore shouted at army style, military style fitness. It's not me, so I'm not going to do that. So, horses for courses, as they say. So, number 4, focus on solutions, not obstacles, okay? We all have those people in our lives who you could give them 1,000,001 solutions to a problem, but all they will see is the obstacle. So sometimes it's a mindset shift. It's like, oh, I can't do that because of that. I can't do that because of that. Fine, okay, maybe you can't make that specific class on that day, but let's have a look at what we can do on that day, if it's our only time to work out, or maybe another day we make time for it. Okay, we can't commit right now to an hour's exercise 3 times a week. Break it down into shorter sessions. Just get started, okay? Stop putting obstacles in the way. Stop being like, oh, well, in a week's time, I know I won't be able to do this. Well, cross that bridge when you get to it. Of course, plan, prepare, but try and always be solution focused and not obstacle focused, okay? Sounds probably like a business term. I haven't really worked in like a business office environment, but I imagine they say stuff like that quite a lot. But seriously, try and shift your mindset into a place where you're problem solving, not problem making. There we are. So don't worry, I'm not making t-shirts off any of these slogans. Number 5, my final one is avoid social media comparison. Okay? Maybe you're going to have to go through your social media feed, unfollow people, mute them, Instagram, delete them, just stop following them. If they're not making you feel good about yourself, if they're making you question everything you're doing, or make you feel that no matter what you do, it's not enough, it's not a good place to be in. Look at people who encourage you and motivate you and make you feel good about what you're doing, okay? I am super careful about what I put on social media, that it's encouraging, not adding to pressure. Life is pressured enough, I feel it as a man. You look at people in the fitness industry and you automatically think, oh, but look, they're more toned than me. They've got bigger muscles than me. It's very easy to get demotivated. So make sure what you're feeding your eyes and your ears and even your internal thoughts is positive and good for you and helping you to stay motivated, especially in those early few months when you're getting into fitness. It's very easy to do things when we are super motivated. So having that crystal clear why and that long-term vision is super important, because your initial motivation will wane. Okay, so I hope this all makes sense. And if you do have any questions, let me know. I will come back to this at the end of the talk